there, everyone. It is Justin, your EagleSkipper, here with episode 38 of Journey to the Top, here with Darlington FC. Well, at least for now, because if we take a look at our inbox, some drama has been going on behind the scenes. I've waited to do anything until you were here with me, as we can get a little further back here. Maybe we can see when it happened. As you can see, Darlington board is hoping that we will stay, but that is because, as you can see, Middlesbrough seems to be interested in hiring me because of, if I can find where Marco Silva was fired this season after a number of years at Middlesbrough. They're sitting lower mid-table, close to relegation, but they've got enough about them to not get relegated, but not doing well in the championship after preseason expectations of finishing 10th. Still achievable, but they're not doing super fantastic this season. But if we take a look at the job center and look at Middlesbrough, we are considered the leading candidate, and I have waited for this moment. The board hopes that we will stay, but if we take a look at the advert, we're going to click apply for job, because really this is the only team at this point that could take me away from Darlington, because I'll stick it out in Darlington for a couple more years before I try applying for any other championship teams that we're not considered the favorite for. And I'll wait to declare interest in the job for a couple days just to see what happens. But if we can come up here, they've received our job application. We're going to be professional about it. We're not going to get anybody else in. We're not going to do anything to rile up the media around this decision. But just before we get into this game, we're just going to go ahead and continue as if we're trying to move to Middlesbrough, because if that's successful, that's really the only team that could pry me away from Darlington. Because if you look at our profile, where are we? Where is it that you see favored clubs? I don't know where you see favored clubs, but Middlesbrough is considered one of my favorite clubs, as Darlington was picked because they're the closest to Middlesbrough in the Vanarama National League North at the beginning of this current year, or I guess actually last year, 2020. So if we take a look at the team that we're going to be putting out to face Harrogate, I already picked the squad we're going to be putting early in goal, since it is the FA Cup. We're going to be putting in defense, we're going to be sticking with Gilbert, McFarlane, Annesley, and Williams. Ahead of them, Silla, Wolf, and Lynch. White pushed forward of them. Richards and Harker up, leading the way. Scotty Banks and Joe Keegan are getting close to full fitness, but we are doing well in this 4-3-1-2. I completely forgot to show you what's gone on since you were last here. We lost on penalties to Man United under 23s. That was really sad, especially as they scored a 95th minute tying goal, which forced the penalty shootout. But we did end up progressing from the Papa John's trophy, so we got to stick with that nonsense. But after that, we drew 0-0 away from home against Mansfield. Rob Harker and Steve Lynch carried us up over Cheltenham in the following game. After that, Richards, McFarlane, and White scored to give us a 4-0 victory over Southend. And then most recently, Harker and Eden Fitzwater scoring his first goal for the club, first senior goal in his career in the Sky Bet League 2 against Lincoln to keep us at the top of the table. As you can see, here's how things stand. Harrogate are sitting third in this league, so we're going to have to be at our best today to continue in the FA Cup, but it is definitely a doable game. But we are going to be sticking with 4-3-2-1 for a little while longer, at least as long as our midfield can hold up without the rotation. Banks and Kagan just need to get back to full fitness because we want them for the rest of the season. We don't want them to get injured like they did earlier as we get into this match, just trying to beat Harrogate and continue our cup run, because if we do end up staying, we will want to be in a good financial place, which we're currently not. We've lost over £200,000 this season. That's quite a bit of money. And but yeah, we're getting into this game. Opening kickoff has happened. 4 minutes gone by. No highlights, no shots, no XG. But as I say that, we get a corner. Richards puts it in. Can't quite find anybody. The ball gets down to Wolf, who looks like he's going to put in a pass. Does get it back to Annesley, who is really out of position, over to McFarlane, all the way up, wanting Rob Harker. Rob Harker out of position to get a shot away, but is able to beat one man as the ball gets kicked away and is going the other direction. But Annesley able to sniff it out, gets it to Mosilla, up to White, and White isn't able to get a pass into Rob Harker, who was stuck to the back of the defender, as McFarlane gets that header away, but only as far as the winger for Harrogate, and they are pushing forward, and it looks unfortunately like this is going to be their highlight, as they are through on goal, and yes, they do score. That was a really disappointing. Started with a corner for us, passed around by everybody on our team until Harrogate takes it, and then just first shot of the game, they score. What has Wolf got to frown? He's anxious. Well, that's fair. He should be anxious, because we've got a guy on the bench who is raring to go, scored in the last game. But we're going to drop some encouragement on the team. Mosilla is enjoying his time in the first team. Don't know if I'll stick with him when we do end up changing formations, though I do think he will. He has earned himself a spot on the bench along with Fitzwater, because they're able to cover a multitude of positions and give us something that we sorely miss when they're not here, as Louis Annesley scores his first goal of the season off a corner from Richards. That's the way you do it. Let's see this replay and see how Richards finds Annesley perfectly timed run, gets it past the keeper into the top corner. Great stuff all around. Good team set piece. Just before the 30th minute. We got 15 minutes before halftime. Let's try to get one more over on them just to bring a lead to the second half and to disrupt their halftime talks. But as I say that, things have calmed down, and as I talk about things calming down, Williams gets a throw in. Once Lynch can't quite find him, but Wolf is able to track down the clearance, puts it on his left foot, gets it up to Silla, over for White, into Lynch, all the way up to Harker, who uses his left foot to get it around the keeper. Rob Harker really coming alive with this change of formation. That's his 6th goal of the season. When we changed this formation, he had 0 goals this season, so he's really come alive, and we're excited to see that he's in this good form for us. As we see wonderful team passing, find the open man who has a clear shot, and he doesn't miss from there. Whew. 40 minutes gone by, and we are looking like we are going to bring this lead into halftime. At least 2-1 should be the difference. XG, we are beating them rather soundly. Everybody who has taken a shot has had it be on target. So some good goalkeeping thus far, as we get one more highlight, starting with a throw-in, though it does get sniffed out by Gilbert, and Richards is in behind the defense and powers a absolute bullet of a shot into the stands. Really would have liked to see a little bit more of finesse in that shot, but I'm not going to complain too much. I'm going to tell them that there's room for improvement and that I believe in them, that they have what it takes, because I do believe they have what it takes to get us into the 3rd round of the FA Cup, where there is a bit more money involved. which will be good for our club because, as I said earlier, we are really stinking it up when it comes to the finances. But if we look at the team who is going to need to come off, Gilbert not playing particularly well, though White is playing poorly. Well, not poorly, just as not well as Gilbert, but he's a lot more tired than Gilbert is, even though if you can't see it, he did get tired before. As we do a decent job of getting... I can't say that was a decent job. As we get really lucky, as the ball hits the post from a rifled shot from man just at the edge of the area. Really, we should expect some more from our team. But let's go ahead and give it a pause right at the 60th minute mark. Ooh, exactly at the 60th minute. We'll go in to make a couple of changes. I think the change we're going to do is we're going to switch to this 4-3-3 formation. We'll have Silla in behind, Lynch in a less attacking role, Richards out on the left, White we're going to take off for Fitzwater. We're going to leave Ben Elmani on in case we need to take Richards off. What other changes are we going to do? Dixon Bonner is also going to stay on the bench because we'll try to get him in for either Lynch or Wolf. Maybe Silla. We'll see. And then Hughes is also going to stay on the bench. We're just going to make that one change as far as substitutions and one change as far as formation. And we'll try to see out the rest of this game in a less attacking role. Lynch is getting really tired. He's on a 7.3, having a great game, but you'll start to see his performance drop if he continues to be the most tired man on the pitch, as they are through on goal, although they were clearly offside. I am going to substitute off Lynch for Dixon Bonner. I don't think I'm going to rock the boat any with changing anything in defense. As the sound mysteriously vanishes, I will, actually, you know what? Let's take off Mosilla. Let's do a little bit of a weird change. We're going to bring Fitzwater down there. Dixon Bonner. No. What does Fitzwater want to play as? Okay, I know he wants to play as an attacking midfielder. Or as a right winger. He wants to be a box-to-box more than he wants to be a Mazzala. So we'll let him be a box-to-box. And no, Mosilla, you are not going to be playing as a winger. But Ben Almani is. Or rather, as an inverted winger. But, you know. We'll just make this slightly more defensive-minded change, get some fresh legs into midfield, and some fresh legs in attack to try to run up the score, because even though we are ahead, it is not a safe lead, as Yassin Ben Almani says, "Please start me, coach, please." And he scores his third goal of the season. Again, someone who has not scored except for coming in off the bench in this new change, as Williams gets it up to Elmani, who beats his man and then beats the keeper at the near post, even though the keeper really should have done much better there. That's the difference between early Davies and these other keepers. Our guys don't get beat like that. Well, I mean, Davies got beat like that early. Davies hasn't gotten beat like that in a while, which is why he is getting a run of games in the league. Davies is getting a run of games in the league. Early is getting a run of games in the cups, and every once in a while in the league. We think Davies has a bit more about him current ability-wise, as we are going to be putting Early to the test. And he fails the test. He let the ball go right past him, talking him up, and he lets us down. That's not good to see, but that's the way the cookie crumbles right now. So we'll just skip the highlight. We don't need to see it. But as I was saying, Early and Davies, selection problem. We're doing the best we can. As we see another highlight for Harrogate once again. Really would like to see us close out this game, though it doesn't look like we are going to. As I say that, a ball careens off of one of our players. And Early is able to collect the ball finally this time, let's go into our team instructions and turn on a little bit of time wasting. We've got a good 5 minutes, and I know that was a throw, but it had the audio as if it was a punch. And if you punch the ball that far, that's pretty impressive. As Ben Almani says, no, I want us to have a 2-goal lead. Fitzwater had a fantastic pass, and Almani said, I'm not going to miss my shot. I'm not going to waste my shot. Fantastic. Clean finish just around the keeper. The keeper knew where it was going, but Almani hit it hard enough that there was nothing he could have done to stop that. And yeah, we've got some tired legs. Nobody's been in training in between all these games because they're just coming one right after another, and we don't have that much of a second team that can step in. But tell them that I'm very pleased with the result and their performance. We'll hit continue and see if there's any fallout for applying for the Middlesbrough job. Let's take a look at our inbox. We did dominate Harrogate. We get into the FA Cup second round. We do receive £60,000 for winning there. And Annesley is the player of the game. Let's praise his performance. It looked like he was good in the air, so we'll tell him he was imperious in the air. And let's take a look at the schedule, see when the draw for the third round. We'll hit continue a couple times, see if it pops up on the third. If it doesn't pop up on the third, then we'll end the episode. But for right now, we'll see how things are shaping up. We'll take a look at the inbox. We've got a little recruitment meeting. I think that's where we're going to end it off. It looks like we're not going to get that draw today. I mean, what am I doing? We can just sit here and see that there are other teams that have yet to play. The rules for the third round is the draw date is on the 4th, actually. So if you give me a second, I'll get us to that draw date. And yeah, I'll see you in a minute. And we finally made it to the FA Cup third qualifying round. A number of people have come in on trial. Hatfield is kicking up a fuss wanting to leave, and I am trying to let him go, but it's not a transfer window, so I can't do anything else. But let's take a look and see what sort of teams are in this and who we'd like to see. Well, you know, we've always liked to be drawn away from home against a Premier League team, especially one with stadiums as big as Arsenal or Villa or not Blackburn or Brighton, but you know, big team would be nice. Though we would like to continue on in this competition. So if we'll just get through until we see our name, we'll want to just continue in this competition, get more money would be nice, good for the club. As a number of teams are being drawn, we are going down towards the end as we get drawn away from home against AFC Wimbledon. And if we take a look at their schedule, how many they're getting, about 10,000, as many as 20,000, about 8,000. Wait, let me look at their home games. 8,000, 9,000, 9,000. Okay, there'll be about 9,000 people there, plus whoever comes from Darlington. I mean, if we're going to lose in the FA Cup, we would have hoped to have lost against a team that would give us a little bit more money, because if we just take a look at our finances, I mean, we are improving this month, but that's a scary drop. And that is how we are going to leave it at the moment. We are going to come back, and I'll show you a league game next, probably this Plymouth game in a couple days' time. No, yeah, this Plymouth game. I don't want to show you a Harrogate 2 days in a row. We'll come back for this Plymouth game unless something interesting happens on the Middlesbrough front, but that is going to do it for today's episode. If you enjoyed that, go ahead and leave a like, drop a comment. If you'd like to name one of our authentic players, or if you'd like to beg that we stay at Darlington or whatever, or tell us please jump ship, whatever comments you've got, and subscribe if you'd like to continue to join us on our journey to the top.